So, to carry this understanding a little bit further, remember how I said that the electron and the positron, they create a whirl, like a vortex of energy. It can be helpful to think of this whirl in terms of what you've observed about a cyclone or a hurricane. You see huge bands of energy whirling, in a sense, towards a core center point. And these outer bands are what we refer to in modern physics as strings. You could see it that way in any case. These are the strings that define some kind of a structure being able to manifest into existence. The importance of strings is that they seem to contain the coded information necessary. The nature of the vibrating string itself, the way it vibrates, a particular string of whirling energy, seems to have a code in it which helps to determine the next level that is likely to manifest. It's like, there you have pure quantum energy whirling, electron, positron. They're vibrating, dancing strings. They seem separate because, remember, it condensed into a singular neutrino point or mini black hole. So when you see films of what physicists think are strings, you see them dancing as separate vibrating things. But that's because we can't see them any black hole. So they're really interconnected. It's really the same energy. And these strings, as I've been mentioning, you could picture that there's a particular code that helps to manifest hydrogen, the first atomic particle. So above the outer string of the quantum whirl, there's a second level of string which helps to determine that hydrogen is going to manifest. And so on up the elemental scale. There's an increasingly sophisticated set of vibrating information that somehow seems to facilitate the manifestation of atomic, structure to manifest. And then even more complex strings are involved, bits of coded information are involved in the manifestation of some kind of a structured molecule. Like, for example, a crystalline, molecular structure. So there's some kind of a ratio-coded string that is vibrating with information that is saying to this universal field, manifest a crystal, right? And then at the next level, you could think of, okay, let's jump into organic form. There's some kind of an outer cell band string. Bruce Lipton has been talking about how, in terms of setting beliefs about the way that your inner biology is operating, that we're starting to know that the outer cell wall is what contains the information for how the inner cell functions. So for a long time we thought it was the inner cell structures that were determining how well the cell bloomed. But now we're discovering that it's the outer walls of the cell that determine how well the internal structures function. And then you could think of it as, at another step, let's say a complex organ like a heart or a liver or a kidney. It has a certain kind of outer band code which is helping all of the cells in that particular body organize and manifest into a healthy heart or a healthy kidney. And then you could think of your whole being or any organic structure. We know that it has a certain kind of a DNA code coded way down there at the intracellular level, which is helping to determine which given organs start to manifest. But part of what Bruce Lipton has talked about recently in his more recent information is that it may very well be that in terms of manifesting the best possible human form for ourselves, that it may be our outer band fields, in a sense, of radiating energy. In other words, our auric field may be determining how well we manifest inside of ourselves. So I just wanted to share with you that why it's so important to understand this coding potential of the quantum field, because in our terms, in our human terms, it relates totally to the way we set intentions. We create an intention which is a coded band of information which we set out in our mind field all around us within our auric field, and by setting those intentions as though they are already manifesting in the present tense, we facilitate our inner being to help to organize those intentions into form. But let's carry it just another step further. I'm talking to you about the importance of the outer band coding in relation to how we choose to manifest within the quantum field. The next really important characteristic is to notice that within the center of any hurricane, what do you see? You see a pure, peaceful, calm, empty void. The very center of any hurricane is calm. It's peaceful. It's quiet, right? So this adds to the mystery that within the center of the quantum field, in a sense, there's emptiness, there's nothingness, there's quiet, there's calm. And why is this so important in terms of understanding the way human consciousness functions? Well, what we're starting to understand more and more, thanks to the wisdom of the great teachers of the ages, is that whenever we encourage ourselves to daily, on a daily basis, find some way to get so centered, so core-centered, so calm, so centered in the very essence of the quantum field itself, this is the state that helps us to begin to allow, in relation to our intentions, our inner being to help us, to give us clues as to how to best manifest ourselves in the form of insight. In other words, we know that the most creative people on the planet, if you study, which I did for many years, creative genius, what you notice is that every brilliant solution that has ever emerged on the planet usually came from somebody being in a state of pure, peaceful calm. And suddenly, some huge brilliant insight comes to them out of the blue when they're least expecting it and when they're no longer trying to force the solution. Every time we try to force solutions, it seems like we screw up. Every time we find pure, peaceful calm within ourselves, we enhance our possibility to create the insights required to help us manifest whatever it was we intended. So isn't this incredibly magical? That these two qualities are necessary to help anything manifest into form. First of all, you have to have some kind of outer band of coded information as an intention to help organize the whirling energy as you go more centered. But that's not enough. You require an empty, peaceful core of perfect, brilliant stillness. And how can it be that the quantum field essentially manifests beautiful things out of nothingness? This is part of the mystery of the field. But what's magical is that we have the ability to tune into these qualities to help ourselves to manifest whatsoever we may most intend.